The benefits of being an ordinary Igbo person. I find the need to speak about this, especially in our today's world, where there have been so much misplacement of priorities. What are the benefits that one stands to get from being an ordinary Igbo person? What are the benefits? Why is it recommended that an Igbo person, should embrace ordinary? That is the ancestral spiritual path. Why is this so much highly recommended? What are the benefits? I have always said it time without number. Number one, you have to trace why is it called ordinary? Why is it called ordinary? And then Igbo. Ordinary. Igbo. Now we already know what Igbo means. Igbo is that particular set of people on the planet Earth occupying a given region within the planet Earth. The term Igbo have varied interpretation from many people because there is no general interpretation of anything. But from my own understanding, Igbo, Bo, Ndi Igbo, it connotes the ancient, the most ancient people. The most ancient. In other words, the most ancient people that have ever lived on earth. However, Ndi Igbo. Ndi Bo, ancient. There can be another definition to Igbo. Some people will say that Igbo to Igbo Ife, to mix together. Igbo Ife, for example, when you are missing maybe as Igbo tea, to mix tea, milk, and other things together and to drink, Igbo, that is to mix up, referring to the earth where we live as a place of mix up. A lot of energies converge here, both good, bad, negative, positive, Here is the playground for everyone. This earth. Still pointing to the fact that the first aboriginal. There can be many other definitions to Igbo, the term Igbo. You can take any of these that I've said or any other one that you have heard from anywhere or the one that your spirit tells you. That is not the major topic I'm treating today. And then ordinary. Why is it called ordinary? Because if it is when you are able to understand these terminologies, you will now begin to seek to ask for what is my benefit of being that. What is it called ordinary? Ordinary. That which is on earth. Now, Ani being the matron of all the forces in this physical realm of existence, you will understand and agree with me that Ani, which is the solid part of the earth, that is Ani. And you agree with me that every other element have their base on Ani. For instance, water is on the bowel of Ani. Ikuku, air, rises from Ani. Now within Ani, you also get fire. You get fire, get two stones, which are two solid part of the earth, strike it together, you're going to get fire. Now, you now see that the 4 elements that make up this physical existence, they are all present in Ani. Now, we are not talking about Ordinani. Now, Ordinani is about this physical realm of existence that we are living on, that we are living in. And also it extends to even the unseen part of this existence, the seen and the unseen. Because all these elements are manifestations of the unseen. Enwere ike not behind them. Ike, force, not behind all these elements, such as army, such as mmiri, such as air, fire and all that. You will understand this if you engage in rituals. If you engage in rituals with these elements, you will find out that they have consciousness in them. You will find out that you speak, and this element actually hears what you say because of what? Their reaction to what you say, their reaction to what you think, their reaction to what you feel. We tell you that it goes beyond just what I'm seeing, that there is a force, invisible force, behind them, behind the earth, behind water, behind air, behind fire. If you engage in ritual often, you understand what I'm saying. For instance, when you pick up earth from the ground and you speak into it and then you drop it, and then within a short while you begin to see what you spoke into that earth manifesting. Isn't that consciousness? Does that not tell you that there is a consciousness in that earth? That everything have life, everything have another consciousness behind it that we don't see with our physical eyes. We are talking about ordinary. Now, what is my benefit of practicing? What is the practice of ordinary? The practice of ordinary is my dealings with all these elements and with their unseen forces. Ordinary is my dealing, your personal dealing with all these elements. Element of earth, element of water, element of air, element of fire. Because these are the 4 major elements that take it away, take these 4 away, the physical world will no longer exist. These 4 elements, earth, water, air, fire, just take them away, everything vanishes. So me practicing ordinary is about my relationship with all these elements and with their unseen forces behind them. That is just what practice of ordinary is. And this practice of ordinary have been handed over from generation to generation from my ancestors. That my ancestors have ways of relating with these elements. And it is their way that I follow. And that makes me Igbo. My Igbo ancestors that have come before me have a way that they relate with these elements and the forces behind them. Me relating with these elements in the ways of my Igbo ancestors makes me onye ordinary Igbo. Achọrọ m ka unu ghọta ife today. Me relating with water and all the forces in water. Me relating with aja ana and all the forces on ana. Me relating with ikuku and all the forces on ikuku. Me relating with fire and all the unseen forces in fire. In accordance with the ways of my Igbo ancestors makes me onye ọdịnala Igbo. Now, what is the benefit of me being onye ọdịnala Igbo? Number one, you should understand that as an Igbo person, you don't have any other way of relating with all these elements, the elementals, and their forces with them. I have no other way of relating with them other than the ways of my Igbo ancestors. For the fact that I am an Igbo blood, the Igbo blood runs in me. That is number one. Now, take note of this as well. Man is a sojourner in this plane of existence. Man is a sojourner. Man is on a journey through this realm of existence. Ebe anụ abụla ebe obibi mmadụ. Our ancestors defined it and said that that we are just here to trade, exchange, trade by barter. You exchange with what you have to get what you don't have. So we are not here. The market is not your home. So man, human being, is not like every other animals. You see other animals, you see the trees, you see the water and the animals in water, you see the land and the animals in the water, the trees and the grasses, the plants, you see the air and the animals in the air, you see fire and all that. They are all originated from this plane of existence. But man, that thing that makes man, did not, his abode is not here. His original abode is not here. For instance, there are some creatures inside water. They are just created and made that their home, their original home is water. They cannot leave water and they come to live on plain land. If not, they will die. Also, there are some animals in water that have dual existence. They can live inside water and they can also live on land. But I'm telling you that it is not the qualities with that animal, with which that animal live inside water, that it will also live in the land. The qualities so you were on media where survive or woptasia, she a career a pray with all those things. On a media sister, iheni na Meriano miri. Obagote n'enu ana ochistakwa ihe niile ahụ meri anụ enu ani. Ị na-aghọta ihe m na-ekwu? For instance, any animal meant for air, like the birds, they are just created for the air. That animal will not live air and they come and live on land without first of all adapting the nature of living on land. For animal living in water to leave water and come and live on land, it must first of all adapt the nature that will be proper for living on land. The birds make use of the feather to live on the air. It is no longer the feather that it will use. It will now make use of its legs to walk on the earth. Today, there have been so much misplacement of priorities in our today world that every creature is created for a particular realm of existence. Every creature have its own realm of existence. Water animals have their realm of existence in the water. The same thing with earth animals. Now, animals created to live on the earth, and animals created to live on the air and all that. Do you understand? The same thing with man. Man originally was not created to live on earth in this realm of existence. I mean, the spirit man was not originally created to live here, to live on this earth, to live in this Nigeria. And Ezingman find himself in Orifte. Originally, Ezingman was not created to live in Orifte. I was not created to live in this world. I was not created to live in that part of creation called the universe. Na Chukwu kelum wee nye my own plane of existence, and it is not in the universe. I have my own plane of existence. But then, as a higher conscious being that I am, I decided to visit all plane of existence, including the universe, including down to the lowest part of the universe, which is the earth. It was out of my will. The earth, the universe did not write me petition. Ezingma Nedo, please come to earth and live. They did not. The universe herself did not write me a petition. Ezingma Nedo, please come to the universe and live with us. They did not. Me being here is out of my own volition. I decided to visit, to come and familiarize with this part of earth, of the universe. Both the seen and unseen part of the universe. Both the gross material, the fine material, the ethereal, the astral, the emotional. I am the one that decided to come and experience here. And only if they did not write me petition, Ezingmane to come to Orifte. No. I am in Orifte because I decided to. And I want to be learning something from what I'm saying. Listen and listen good. Me being here is out of my own volition. Now, because originally I was not created for this universe. I was never created to live in this earth. But then, my way, out of my own free will, I wanted to experience here, to experience this earth. What did I now do? Just like fish in the water, leaving the water to come and now live on the earth. Of course, that fish may be able to live on earth, but first of all, it must adapt the features of living on the earth. Because earth is no longer water. And they may be equipped with everything they need to live in that water. And the fish suddenly now decided to come and experience earth. Earth hey na earth ya maka na actually be experience here. Mana onwe ha okwu ogeji we no na earth. Onwe ha aka, onwe ha all the features o needed to work on earth. Even the food. Ka chi ekere we tie n'ime mmiri. Chi emekwaziri ya na ife ọ ga na-eri ga-adị n'ime mmiri ahụ. Mana ka ọ na-apụtazi to come and live on earth. His food will equally change. So man, when Ezingmane Dona decided, Chukwu kelumu dewe me be my own plane of existence. It is not the universe. Chukwu kelumu dewe there. But then I decided out of my own will to come and experience the universe. It was not easy. This decision, to make it come true, require a whole lot from me. Number one, I have to begin to adapt. I have to borrow bodies. I have to borrow features that will enable me to live in the universe. Remember, my coming to the universe, force from my force, it was my own will. Here. When there are many human souls in creation that have never experienced the universe, and they may, let me not say me, but they have for billions and uncountable years of whatever that these souls have been in existence, they have never smelt any place out of the universe. There are human souls that exist, no one more, that have never experienced the universe. There are. There are also others that have experienced the universe and are back there and never to come back again to the universe because their mission here is done. So, Manazing Manedo was existing in that one mother. Then, and I decided to come here. To come to this plane of existence, I have to adapt. I have to borrow things that will help me to adapt. I have to rent, not borrow. I have to rent. Rent. Number one, I have to rent my soul. Can I beg you? Here, when what you stand to benefit as an ordinary Igbo person. Number one, the very first thing that I had to rent, in my soul. The soul, my spirit carrier. The soul will be the spirit carrier. Or the soul, what I mean by the spirit is the pure man, the pure spirit man. The pure spirit man. Now, for that pure spirit man, is in the one more. Now I have to come to the universe. Number one, I have to rent a soul. And who gives me that soul? It is the universe. Because the soul is of the universe. I am talking of adapting in this universe. And I have to rent that body that will carry my spirit. Now, after renting soul, I have to now rent the mental body. The mental body, which is in charge of the thoughts, or the astral, the ethereal. I have to rent it. So the mind is now housing both the soul and the spirit. And then, to now experience the physical part, which is this, or if it this particular portion of the physical existence in Nonia, I now have to rent a body proper for this realm of existence, and that is this body and a half for now. This is this anyamo, inimonoma, antema, this isima, this everything you see about me in this physical realm. I have to rent it. I borrowed this body. I mean, I rented it. The same way you yourself, you rented your own. Do you now understand? So how many bodies now did you rent? You rent your soul. You rent your mental body. You now rent your gross material body. Rent. I know the reason I use the term rent. Rent. Because they are not your own. The chi you are wearing, you are putting on, that is enveloping your spirit, does not belong to you. The chi is of the universe. The mental body that you are putting on does not belong to you. It belongs to the universe. The physical gross material body you are wearing. Akaga iji wee jide phone na wela wash mketa. That your physical body. It does not belong to you. You rented it. When you rented your soul, it became possible for you to exist in the world of one Madonashi, the world of soul, the soul realm. When you rented your mental body, it became possible for you to exist in the mental body. The mental realm, that is the mental realm. And then you rent this gross material body for you to be able to exist in this gross material realm. If you were to be only soul and the mental bodies, you cannot exist here. You cannot exist in the physical. But the fact that you are existing in the physical, it means that you also borrowed the physical gross material body to exist here. Now, you now see how things goes. On your exit from the universe, you begin to drop all these bodies that you rented. Number one, first of all, you drop the gross material because that is the last one you rented, and that is the first to drop. You drop it. And on your last carry this gross material body. Highest need be getting done or highest 150 years. This body will become weak. This body will become too old. And you drop it. The next body you will drop is your mental body. You drop it. And then the final body you are going to drop will now become the soul body. The soul, the she. You drop it. And then you now go back to the pure spirit that you are. The pure human spirit that you are. You will now go back to that world, that plane of existence. Otu okike si wee ka azụ wee dewe na mmiri. Ị na-aghọta ife m na-akọwa. Now, what is my benefit of being or practicing ordinary? Let me not say ordinary Igbo now, but what is my benefit of practicing ordinary? Now, my benefit of practicing ordinary is that my practicing ordinary is simply a way of me paying for those rented bodies that I am using here. Number one benefit of me practicing ordinary is that it is a way I pay for all these bodies that I rented. In other words, if I don't pay for these bodies that I rented from the universe in order to live in the universe have the audacity and the authority to kick me out of her abode. It's just like your landlord. What is the benefit of you paying your landlord? I mean, you are probably living in Lagos, or you are living in Abuja, or you are living in Port Harcourt, you are living in Onitsha, or you are living in abroad. You rented it, right? And you pay the landlord. What is the benefit of you paying the landlord? Do you pay the landlord? Why do you pay the landlord? The reason you pay the landlord is to have a peaceful enjoyment and the use of his property. The reason you practice ordinary, or the reason you practice ordinary, is that you may have peaceful enjoyment of the various bodies that you rented that make it possible for you to exist in this universe. That is the reason you practice ordinary. Nothing more, nothing less. mgbagharị niile na-agbagharị n'ọdịnala ejekwa na ebe dibịa gbaa afa n'ife cheki ife dibịa chụkwa aja dibịa the end of everything bụ gịnị ụgwọ iji ka ị na-akwụ the bodies you nwanne let me tell you if you are not renting the soul that you are wearing, that you are putting on, if you are not renting your mental body that you are putting on, if you are not renting your physical gross material body that you are putting on, o nwere ife jikọtara gị na practice ọdịnala Igbo, o nwere ife jikọrọ gị na ije na be dibịa, o nwere ife jikọrọ gị na ịgba afa na ịchụ aja. Amami na-aghọta ihe m na-ekwu ka m kwukwa ya ọzọ ka ọ baa gị ntị. If you did not rent your soul, if you did not rent your mental body that you are wearing, if you did not rent the physical body you are using to exist in this universe, o nwere ife ga-ejikọ gị na ịchụ aja, o nwere ife ga-ejikọ gị na ịga na be dibịa jee gbaa afa, dibịa gbaala m afa na-enere m ife ka mmadụ ife na-eme ka mmadụ ife mee na ife na-eme ada aga aga. Ịma ndị na-akọ ọdịs akụkọ ị na-aghọta ife na-ekwu. So the benefit of your practicing ordinary is that you are going to have a peaceful enjoyment of the various bodies that you have rented from the universe. Or rent carbon, meaning that you pay for it. It's just like the way you rent the house where you live in, because it is not your own. Ọ bụ nọ na n'ụwa ebe Chukwu kere gị wee debe gị dịka mmadụ, the pure spirit man, o nweghị ihe ga-ejikọ gị na the universe. Ị na-aghọta? So, by practicing ordinary, you pay homage to your ancestors who laid down the practices, the ways by which you relate with these elements and pay your rents to them. All your ancestors, they are the ones that laid down the rule. They are the ones that laid down the practices. You are following their practices. You are bearing their name. You are practicing ordinary pays homage to them. In Awata. And then it helps you to offset your bills. Ịma ana m ada agwa ọnụ na o nwere ife ọzọ na-eso okwu n'ụwa na-abụrụ ụgwọ eji eji. The only reason people ji ejekwu dibịa ka dibịa gbaa alụfa afa, ka dibịa nene erufe ife cheki erufe ife, ka amara ife mee na ife a na-eme ada aga aga, ka amara ife mee na ma drọ ka ibe m, ka amara ife mee na ma anụbeghị di, ka amara ife mee na ma alụbeghị ụlọ, ka amara ife mee na ma agbabụrụ moto, ka amara ife mee na ma enweghị ike, ka amara ife mee na ma emebelọ nka, ka amara ife mee na ife ibe m mechala ọ gazie elufa mụnwa mee ya ọ da aga. The only reason mmadụ ji agbara ife niile abụ gịnị? Ụgwọ eji na mmụọ, and kele ụgwọ dị ife ahụ. The bottom line of ụgwọ niile eji na mmụọ bụ gịnị? Number 1, your soul that you rented. Number 2, your mental body that you are using. Number 3, your gross material body that you are using. Ihe anụ abụgo the basic of ụgwọ niile eji wee tinyezielu ndị ọzọzi ewozi attachment tozu ife na ana tozu ife na atọ. I mean ụgwọ ndị ọzọzi bụ attachment. Ị na-aghọta ihe m na-ekwu? Atanya ha adịzi attached to this story major ụgwọ. So na ọgwụ eji ejiwe ife na-eso okwu. And as you live, these elements sustain you. For example, you live in the gross material body. This body you are wearing, this your body that you are wearing. The various elements that gave you this body also sustain you in it. You keep eating produce of the earth to sustain the earth produce of the body. You keep drinking water to sustain the liquid part of this body. You keep breathing in air to sustain the air part of this body. You keep receiving the heat of the sun. Oh, see how beautiful the sun is shining. See how beautiful the sun is shining. See, can you see the brightness of the sun? The sun is up there. Can you see how everywhere is shining? And now I am sweating. This sweat is produced from the heat of the sun. All these are the services that we receive from these elements. And we pay for them. How do you pay? By practicing ordinary. It is when you now refuse that you are not going to practice ordinary, that you are not going to pay for what you rented. That is when that peaceful enjoyment, that peaceful use of that body that you rented will be taken away from you. Of course, when you live in the house of your landlord and you refuse to pay, what will happen? The landlord will be dragging you every day in a court. And make it that it's either the landlord kick you out or kick you out. More may your living in that house a miserable one. So how do the universe make our living a miserable one when we don't pay? It is by making us discomfort. Oge Megi, if you na amanda na aga. Ịgbacha mbọ naanị iyi. Ebe ibe gị kwụchagoro ụgwọ rent fa na ife niile fa bịa fa agaala onwe fa. Ngwa na onwe gị ụtọ na-ekwubeghị ịpụta udo ejide gị. Ịpụta udo eme gị na udo ejide gị. And then nwere other self-imposed ụgwọ ife ijizi aka gị emetazi. Whether monkey metal no wagalaga, monkey metal no one car, no girl, everything goes around, everything revolves around. Whether my imechal or potapa me, it is still the same you. So only one where potapa does not make any difference. So wiji where mechal one potapa it is still the same you, Jipanya Bowa. And I got almost the fem metadi chicha. Madonna metezi Bowa. Do you understand? So the next time somebody will come to me and ask me or ask you, what is the benefit of na je bukota the cylinder or ebia ka nye go you go on na assessing na practice ordinary. What is the benefit of practicing this ordinary? The benefit we hang back. You are simply practicing ordinary to be paying your dues. If you don't want to practice ordinary anymore, then pull off this body you are wearing, give it back to Yenyalu gear. That's all. If you don't want to pay your dues anymore, just pull off this body you are wearing. Give it back to Ndengwe, give back to Ajana, give back to Miri, give back to the element that gave you the body. Since you don't want to pay anymore, since you don't want to, if you don't want to pay your landlord, simply quit. Quit as an sin a be landlord get poaria. Landlord get keep on a be Amanda be a dog and apple, provided that no one if he may be in a beer well up. Maka na onwe kwa ife imebiri na bia wela apụ. Ọ ka ya agbakwaga akwụkwọ na court. Ị bịakwakwa ụgwọ ihe imebiri na bia onye na mmadụ na anwụcha chigapa. So ka ị na-ahapụ be landlord gị, ijiri maka iwe. Ijide window niile ekurisia ya, jide door ya mebisia ya. Jide ahụ ya ahụ aja niile kpọpụsịa. I render the house unlivable. I wee chọọ ịhapụ ife niile aka epụba. Ife landlord uye eme bụ oji ọgba akwụkwọ na court. Ndị court eme gịnị asọmọnụ gị. Ị bịa ịzawa query. And trust me, spiritual court of law ọ dụọkwa ka court of law nke mụ na gị. Nya n'ụwa nke anụ nwanyị nọ ya. Where people eji bribe mechi ife niile na mmụọ ada akọ dịka aka. Ị na-aghọta? So if you are leaving your landlord's house, kabalo fu no nwere ife yi mebiri. The reason o ji wee bụ na people na-apụcha shi atakwa abụ na gịnị. O nwere ife fa mebiri na be landlord fa biri na bia. o nwere ife fa mebiri n'ụwa fa neediri ishi atabịa dozie. That is the reason for reincarnation. Ife ahụ imebiri na landlord nyere go na emela ajọ ife, the element, the universe nyere go ebe obibi here emela ajọ ife, i wee nọrụzie here wee na-break their laws, their principles. I na-break their principles, na boycott corners, na aghasasị ife niile fadeben. Nwanne, you cannot just go without coming to repair those things. Na bịa ka nyezie ego, ichetara ego na ịgbara mgbọsị awa. 33 something abi. Guru 30,000 nego. I mean guru 35,000. Iruzie ka amaruzie. Ozuru 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So what's your now? Ejuri amaka the other smaller gas ma oguna. Jugodu meju ma gba jua that smaller gas dị na ka buru ibu ka ma efi the top ya n'ofu. So I hope you now understand ihe na-eme. So that a na-ekwu maka ọdịnala ka ya na-ada na you are not practicing ọdịnala that you may become rich overnight. The reason iji achụnyere mmụọ aja is not that mmụọ will make you rich overnight. Listen. Because this is the misplacement of priorities in our world of today. If this is our present generation, we are getting it all wrong in many aspects. The reason a lot of people embrace ordinary is that they want to become rich. If you na agbali na be dibia gba afa na ife check ife, dibia gba owu, dibia chụọ aja, dibia mee nka. The only reason is that they want to. Actually, ebe ọgaranya. They don't embrace ordinary for what it is. The reason for which you practice ordinary agbagongia is to pay for what the service that have already been rendered to you. One legente. The same if rondo galanya. If lo ma obi kubanafa. Kerega fa bol fa Bill Gates fa. Man ka no nwe this platform on ya. If rondo bogasilo galanya. The same ane. The same air ti enyelo ge ke enyelo fa. The same water in a kafa na the same ikuku in eku kafa na eku. Okay, I feel queer. Ike wolo. 450,000 now withdraw no total na OTP na. So na agba gas. Amamego na eji feel nka. Anyway, ka ntinye kuzielu ge 5,000. Ibatazi amazia 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 40,000. So feel si afanato. So the reason for which you practice ordinary, I have told you, it is for you to be up to date with your payment of dues. Dues for the services that have been rendered to you already. And what even all these people, the same opportunities you have is the same opportunity that they had. The same the same What makes the difference? What makes the difference? One, you have been given everything. It is left for you to make use of what you have been given. For instance, you must not blame your landlord. Ma ọ bụrụ na gịnị mere na ịda enweta ego na business gị. Ị na-aghọta ife m na-ekwu? You don't blame your landlord ibi na bie. Nọ na bịa pụọ shop na ịda azụ afịa. Ọ bụrụ ife landlord chọrọ ya nọ. You don't blame the elements. You don't blame mmụọ maka na ebula ọgaranya, maka na inwe ha ego. Onwe ihe gbasatara mmụọ with that one. Mmụọ emesigoro gị ife oge emere gị. Mmụọ enyego gị anị. Mmụọ enyego gị mmiri. Mmụọ enyego gị ikuku, nye gị anyanwụ. Mmụọ enyekwuo na gị ahụ sef iyi. It is now left for you to explore all these things mmụọ nyere gị and make money. And when you are not doing that, you must not blame any more. And whether you are making that money or you are not making that money, if that your dues, that is one thing about ihe niile na-akọ. Whether you if you aga ma ọ aga, man, if the dues, those rents, those bodies you rented, man, you must be paying for them. You must be paying for renting your soul. Why do you think I always emphasize on feed your she, feed your she? You must be paying for your mental body that you are wearing. If not, your mental ability will be taken away. Why do you think some people are running mad? Why do you think some people are running mad? What do you think that some people are more brilliant, more wise? Some people are more akonuche. Because the mental world is about akonuche. Why do you think that some people can think and reason out opportunities to make it in life more than the other people? Why? Oh, why actually? Somebody will now be asking, can to improve my akonuche? Yes, we try to improve your akonuche, but all around that, and the spiritual exercises, rituals. Rituals. How many of you are paying attention to my teachings? You don't pay attention because you don't want to learn. So see if you know, make Ogo ni na agba na bedibia. Ba afa ni ife check ife. Why do you think some people have more healthy body than the other? I mean, their gross material body is so healthy. They hardly go to the hospital. Why other people are every time sickness? Madi be fa shidi fe ga salafa no zo fa ga fe nyule mefa. Madi be fa no ni melu mie wo lo fi fe ga na ikuku. Pi na ba kwa ifa na ho. Obeli fence kan ndi na agafe ụzọ otu anu afa no ebe anu na magnet ozbo bata fa na ho. Why do you think some people are just so exposed to that? Isheni ife na chifi, isheni ife fakata na akala ụwa. Ugbo eji. They are not paying for the gross material body that they are wearing. They are not paying for it. They are not paying the rent due. And all those in their away, the universe that gave them that body is demanding, see, we will soon take away this body from you since you are not paying for it. And they will take it from you. This body. We can imagine when your physical gross material body is taken away from you, that means because of not payment of rent, some people, their account too low. They can hardly reason out something profitable and good that can take them far in life. Yes. If you want on there, you pay for everything. You pay for everything. Why is it that the she of some people do more than the other people's she? Why? Ask yourself, when was the last time you paid the dues for your she that you are wearing, that you are putting on, that envelope your spirit being? When was the last time? Your she is part of the body you are wearing. Your mental body is a part of the body you are wearing. Your gross material body is part of the body you are wearing. The only body you are wearing that you may not be paying for is, as a matter of fact, it's not a body that you are wearing. Do you mean your spirit being? I won't call it a body. It is actually what you are. Oh, like when I'm not actually my but I don't know how to say it. You may not need to pay for your spirit being. You may not need to pay for it. Even if you pay for it, it's not with anything within this universe. You can't with anything within this universe. More originated from this universe. Deka chigi, deka ajana, deka anyanwụ, deka mmiri, deka agwụ, deka ogbugbo, deka udo, and the more that are originated from this universe. More abuna the higher from this universe. You cannot appease it. You cannot when anything like appeasement. Anyway, if I could serve, you have higher teaching. A lot of people water. So I have to stop here. I have to stop here. Maybe your blood today later when you are more broken in advance in spiritual growth and knowledge. If not, why do you think that some people you are giving this teaching to be giving us, you receive it free of charge, give us free of charge, be teaching, and can we bear one now? Why do you think Ezingma have this knowledge on a dish to you, but you don't have it? Why? Is it not the same Anna in Azoku can Nazoku? And even Nazoku go there, Julia. Is it not the same water, H2O, that you drink that I drink? Is it not the same Anya? So what made the difference? And then you suddenly feel that, hey, you are so endowed with knowledge, you are so endowed with wisdom, your teachings are so wonderful, excellent, this and that. Why is it that you yourself, you are not so endowed with those teachings, with those one knowledge, with those wisdom? Why? Man, no why actually. Oh, wakwala. Jews akwala. In our what if ngiwa no onwe gi ikwukwa the dues if you ichukwa the aja chuluo oni ga chulu to that aspect, you will be open to those knowledge even better than myself. In our what when you pay for everything, even the wisdom you have, you pay for it. Let me stop here. I can never more no darling. Chetan everyone quite a Saraka no bima. Macandem when I'm my sister. Salakan dem milli. Everyone, one nation of fire there, bonqua. Macandem when I'm my sister. You shot me on WhatsApp 0803247788. Chetapa Ziena month of November ritual na-ebidokwazi the same one nation, and that one nation kwa ka ọnwa ọfụ na-atụ. So ritual for the coming month begins on Friday. Maka ndị nwere mmasị isonye, ọ bụrụkwa iwu you chat me on WhatsApp, the same number 08032477868. Akpọ na akpọ, do not call. Biko, ana m ayọ ya ọbụla ayọ, esegbukwa m na aya. Because before mmadụ asị na ezi nwa dị hash, ịkpọrọ ana m na call ịchọgo okwu, just chat me on WhatsApp. If anyị ga-agba m na call, were voice note gba m ya na WhatsApp, I'll respond to you. Chat me on WhatsApp. And then tosa this message. My name is Ezinwa Anedo. I come for the total restoration of Ordinary Omenala Igbo. Ka emesịa.